Today, we're talking about gods with the highest amount of good skins in the game. I could have made this simple and just talked about the skins that I think that are best in the game, but those are highly subjective in my opinion. Well, this topic is a little more broad and a little more backed up by numbers. Obviously, there's still opinion going into it, but it's a lot more about checking out how many good skins a god has and then counting them down and lining them up compared to other gods. Before we get into the topic, a quick announcement. I will be going to Brighton for the Hurr's office opening there tomorrow for the rest of the week. I will let you guys know more about that on the end of the video because I know not everyone is interested in it. Back to the topic for now, back to that later. So, we're looking at those gods which have these really good skins, or at least decent skins. I've sorted out skins that, in my opinion, so this is still a little bit of subjective, are not good at all. And which skins I counted in is as follows. Like, normal skins that are at least decent are counted in. Skin recolors that are really, really good are counted in, that have like special effects to them or like look really good compared to others are counted in, but only as half skins usually. Bad recolors or normal recolors, average recolors are not counted in, so they have to have something like Agni, where the flames are changed on the recolor. Legendaries and golden are counted in to some extent, so if they have really good gold skin, it counts as a skin. Usually the remodeled ones, if that's not the case, it doesn't count as a skin, and obviously everything tier 2 and above, whereas some tier 2s I didn't count in because I think they're just way too trashy to be considered good skins. With that said, let's look at the skins that we have here. I've got a total of 17 gods that I would like to mention because they're really, really close partially. But we'll start at the bottom and then we go through the top 10 a little quicker. Place 17 goes to Bacchus, who has got what I would call 4 3/3 good skins, simply because the enemy skin is kind of a not so fully countable skin. It's a good skin in my opinion. I personally like it, but at the end it's just kind of a bit of a reskin of the default model. And this goes for many of those team skins, by the way. Then we have, from places 14 to 16, Agni, Artemis, and Chak, which all have 5 good skins each. For example, in Agni's case, we counted half for the recolor and half for the curse skin, whereas Artemis simply has 4 really good skins, or good skins, and a legendary, and Chak has the Slaughterhouse, and Jehar, Stormjal, Latam, and Brazil, which I would count as 1, and Chocolat. And above that, things get more interesting. Between the places 9 and 13, every single god could basically be placed evenly or equally, simply because they all have 5.5 good skins. We'll start with number 13, but the order here doesn't really matter. So 13 is kind of unexpected. It's Capri. I thought he would be higher. He's got Chef Special, the Shadow skin, the Steel Scarab skin, Hugbug and Ladybug, which is basically the same skin, Legendary and Diamond, and the one that I counted as a half extra skin is Horn Beetle. It is kind of a bad skin in my opinion. It's a default model with a few spikes, so I wouldn't really count it as a full tier 2 when you compare it to, for example, Nemesis. As such, I could not count it in. There is Chang'e. Chang'e's got Sun's Bride, Enchanted, Moonlight Love, Lunar Tango, and Legendary and Diamond. In her case, I think Legendary and Diamond are different enough to actually make up for 2 different numbers because they both look really good in their own regards. Tyr is also really close to the top 10. He's got Privateer, King Arthur, Sock Puppeteer, Shadow, Legendary, and then the Convention, which is a bit different but kind of a recolor, so it's half one for me. And after that, we have 2 skins or 2 gods where you can count somewhat between 5.5 and 6 skins, depending on how you want to count and what you want to count in. So these are where I would say the top 10 actually start. And with that, I would start with number 10, Kali. Kali has Crimson Death, Convention, which is, debatable. It's a recolor, but it's a really cool recolor as such. Trophy Hunter, Scallywag, Valkyrie, and Bloodjal. So 5.5 to 6. Sobek has High Seas, Crocodile, Kaiju, Landshark, the Legendary, which looks really cool, and then he's got Nile Stalker and Death Dealer, which, in my opinion, Nile Stalker is a bit less than a normal tier 2. It's not that great, but it's okay. And Death Dealer is a little more than a normal recolor just because of that really good color scheme and all that. So, all in all, I would say he's a little better off than, for example, Tyr, but they're all really close. The ones that are above them are the ones that are coming now. And once again, we actually have 4 gods that kind of have the same number, so they are pretty close together. And I will just, sort them through pretty randomly because they're all around the same place. We got Nuwa. Nuwa has Nice and Naughty, Challenger, Old War, New Horizons, Oktoberfest. As much as I hate the skin, it's still a good skin in many regards. And the Legendary or Diamond, which I think are all good skins and all individual, unique enough to be considered good. Then we have Thor, who I would expect higher, but he isn't. Also 6 skins, Heavy Metal, Shadow, Blood Eagle, Wrath of Valhalla, Iron Gamer, and Ragnarok Force X. Very clean cut there. Hercules, also 6, Grand Slam, Derpules, La Rocca, Retocles, Legion, and Huncules. And Fenrir, also with 6, Metal Carnage, Lord Slashington, Ragnarok, Iron Maw, Wreck the Halls, and then it's a bit debatable what you want to count. Legendary, Diamond, kinda look really cool, like I would count one of them. And he also has Frostfang, which places him a little bit above the others in my opinion, because Frostfang is a little more of a recolor or a little better of a recolor than many others due to the colors that are used for his effects and stuff. So I would place him slightly above the others and give him number 5. That brings us down to number 4. Number 4 to 2 are also kind of tied with 6.5 skins. I started them because I would value some skins slightly above others. Number 4 is Kukulkan. Kukulkan has Sacred Dragon, Void Worm, Cuckoo, Serpentsworth, Quetzalcoatl, Legendary and Diamond, and he also has Cuckoo 4, which is kind of a recolor but a little better animated simply because it's a special skin for PS4, so I would give it a little more value than the others. Number 3 is Ymir. Ymir has Obsidian Shard, Digimir, Nuclear Winter, Iris Zumir, Coca Demon, and all the variants of Coca Demon for that matter, but I didn't count them in because they're basically just recolors of Coca Demon. Legendary or Diamond, which both look really good. And the skin that I say would value him slightly over Kukulkan is Twitchimir. Twitchimir, not so much because it looks better necessarily. It has some individual things that make it stand out a little bit, like the Twitch icon in the back, but rather because it is such a rare skin and it's highly valued among most players, and a lot of people want it. So I would say that gives him the slight edge over Kukulkan. Number 2 goes to Bellona. Probably one of the most debatable slots because there are a lot of repetitions of some sort in here, but you will see why I based it like this. So the skins that are very undebatable are Torment, Furiona, Rockabellona, and at least Legendary. Which the ones I thought were good enough to be added in as well as SPL, though it's not that much of a different skin. I think it still has its own perks and looks to be justified as a good skin. I also put in Diamond separately because I think that Bellona, Diamond, and Legendary are both really good skins and they're both worth using and buying, which is rare given that most Diamonds usually look worse than the Legendaries. And last but not least, I gave half a point for Battle Maiden. I think Battle Maiden, while not having different animations, is a recolor that still stands out very much, especially because of the hair and all that stuff. And I know it's been very popular among players, so I would say she has a slight edge. But like I said, this is very debatable. She could easily be placed down to 4 and putting Ymir further up as well. Number 1 is less debatable. The god that I did not expect to be here is one that has a hell of a lot of skins. It is Freya. Freya's got Valkyrie, Pixel Buster, All for One, Get Served, the Legendary, Northern Lights, which is without a doubt, or well, with a small doubt, but debatably the best recolor in the game because it changes colors. It's probably better than her Legendary by my taste at least. And she also has Frost Maiden, which I would just put at like 3/4 of a skin. It's actually a very changed skin. It's very different. I just don't like it that much. But then she also, if you don't want to count that, has a Diamond skin that's very good. So in the end, she just ends up a little bit above everyone else. Now these are, in my opinion, the top 10 or even top 17 gods in regards to how many good skins they have. Like I said, a lot of these are really close. They're all basically between 5 and 7 good skins, depending how you want to count. So these are all those that are very high up either way. So I can see why some choices are debatable, but they're just above everyone else by a bit. I'm also going to give out some honorable mentions for gods that didn't make it, but are, in my opinion, still kind of good when it comes to the skins they have. For example, Ullr. Ullr only really has 3 good skins, but I just think that Ullr's skins are all really good. So that kind of stands out in my opinion. Zeus would count in probably from the sheer numbers of skins he has. He just has some skins that are outdated and ugly as fuck. Same kind of goes for Neith. Misdiagnosis just doesn't look that good by today's standards anymore because it's so old, and World Weaver is just, I don't know, a bit of a poor, tier 2 in that regard. And Nemesis didn't quite make the cut because, in my opinion, at least AFK is not a real skin. It's just, it's kind of poorly designed compared to most other team skins, and No Mercy is very nice, so that would give her a bit of an edge, but I can't really count her in just because of that. So that's the list, and with that, if you are just interested in that, thank you for watching. But a quick update for those who want to know what's going on. So Hi-Rez has the studio opening for their new, or the office opening for their new office in Brighton, and I was invited, so that's really cool, and I'm gonna hang out there, talk to some people, talk to some of the pros, talk to some of the employees, check out what it looks like, and I will also make a video of that, obviously. And that will be uploaded as soon as I get back. If you have any questions you would like me to ask one of the employees, go ahead. I will try. Maybe I can fit in some questions. I will probably interview some people, so if that works out, in that case I can shove in some questions if they're not too offensive or whatever. You know the drill. And also, I will obviously not be here. I will be here gone for the rest of the week. But I have worked hard. I have prepared videos for the whole week. I have a bunch of videos that are coming out. Some of them are not as math focused as usual. I like to apologize for that. It's just a matter of time, really. Or some are not as edit focused as usual. Sometimes you will not see as many cuts in the video. I try to make enough content that is interesting enough for you guys to watch. Anyways, just a little heads up that I couldn't edit as much for every single day as I had to make, well, basically more than twice the amount of videos per day, and it was a fair bit of a grind. Still had fun doing it, and I still hope that you're gonna like the topics I'm talking about. Like I said, a little more on the light side, and as soon as I come back, we'll have some more in-depth analysis again. Hopefully, I'll be able to do the patch notes review on Wednesday. I cannot promise that, but I'll see if I can make it work somehow, because there should be a patch anyways. The opening is on Wednesday though, so I can't really tell for sure what's going to happen. Maybe it's going to come on Thursday, maybe it's going to come when I get back. We'll have to see, we'll have to wait and see. Either way, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope that you will check out the new stuff tomorrow, and I hope to see you at the end of the week. That's how we'll do it this time. I'll be streaming on Sunday as well and all that stuff, so we're back to normal then. Until then, Duke out.